If you're considering a 2024 Toyota 4Runner, which is most likely why you clicked play on this video, I urge you to wait until the 2025 model year shows up. That's supposed to be the one that brings us a new generation of 4Runner, and it should be pretty great. That said, there could be deals to be found as 2024 4Runners sitting on dealer lots need to be cleared out to make way for the newer version to come. So if you want to go that route, let's take a walk through the 2024 4Runner lineup and see what it's all about and which one you should buy. The Toyota 4Runner is a bit of a dinosaur by now, but it's still quite a capable and compelling machine. All models feature a 4-liter V6 engine that produces 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. That's paired with a 5-speed automatic gearbox, and you can spec a rear-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive setup for your 4Runner. The base model of the 4Runner is the SR5. It features LED lighting, skid plate protection for the front end, 17-inch alloy wheels, heated side mirrors, and a set of roof rails up top. You get a set of mud guards, body-colored door handles, and a chrome SR5 badge. Also, the rear glass and the liftgate is powered with an auto up-down feature. Inside, the 4Runner gets push-button start, fabric trim on the seats, power adjustability for the driver's seat, leather on the steering wheel, a pair of 12-volt outlets, 3 USB ports, and a 120-volt outlet in the back. In the center, you'll find an 8-inch touchscreen that's compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and there's an 8-speaker system for the audio as well. The starting price of a 2024 Toyota 4Runner with 2-wheel drive is $41,850. If you prefer 4-wheel drive, you're starting at $43,725. Toyota is including a $500 discount on these models at the moment, which is probably to help get them off the lots. Next up is the TRD Sport. This one gets a bit more on-road style, so the wheels climb to 20-inch alloys. There's a bit of TRD Sport badging, and the mud guards go away, but a hood scoop is added on. In the cabin, the trim is now Softex. You have carpeted floor mats and a TRD shift knob. Further, the suspension is slightly retuned for a sportier feel on road. The starting price of the 2024 4Runner TRD Sport is $44,710 for rear-wheel drive or $46,585 for 4-wheel drive. These also receive a $500 discount right now. Here we move on to the SR5 Premium, which is exactly what it sounds like, a slightly upgraded version of the base SR5 model. We're back to 17-inch alloy wheels, and we've added the mud guards back on while we lose the hood scoop. The side mirrors get integrated turn signals, and you now have the option to add a power moonroof if you prefer. Inside, the steering wheel is heated, as are the front seats, and the front passenger seat now has power adjustability. You get an accessory cargo net to keep your groceries in check in the back. The rear view mirror is now auto dimming, and the HomeLink garage opener is included. For the infotainment, this trim also adds on navigation, though you can already handle that on the lower tiers thanks to CarPlay and Android Auto. The starting price of the 2024 4Runner SR5 Premium is $44,910 for 2-wheel drive or $46,785 for 4-wheel drive. These models are being given a $750 discount at the time we recorded this video. From here, we climb up to the TRD Off-Road trim. This one is 4-wheel drive only. It wears a 17-inch alloy, but one that's a different design from the SR5 model. These side mirrors are still heated, but you lose the integrated turn signal. A set of TRD off-road badges are applied, and the lower trim in the fascia is silver instead of body-colored. The trim inside is back to fabric, and the front passenger loses the power adjustability. Toyota includes a set of TRD off-road floor mats, but more importantly, you now add the multi-terrain select and crawl control switches on the overhead console. This gives you a more useful vehicle off-road. That's because you also get active traction control and a locking rear differential. Meanwhile, your approach and departure angles are improved, and the ground clearance rises from 9 inches to 9.6 inches, and there's more protection underneath with the addition of a skid plate for the transfer case. Finally, you now have the option of adding on Toyota's Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System, or KDSS, which is an excellent setup to have if you're hitting the trails. The starting price of the 4Runner TRD Off-Road is $45,695 with the current $500 discount. Next is the 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium. This does essentially the same thing to the non-premium TRD Off-Road that SR5 Premium did to SR5. That means soft text trim, heated seats and steering wheel, and the added navigation system. KDSS is still an optional extra though, but it's a really good one. The starting price of the 4Runner Off-Road Premium is $48,275, including a $750 discount. The fanciest 4Runner is up next with the limited trim. This model gets a reworked front fascia compared to all other versions. The headlights are auto on-off. The wheels are back up to 20s. The door handles have a touch sensor for lock and unlocking. You lose the mudguards, but the power moonroof is now included. Inside, you get dual-zone climate control, perforated leather trim on the heated seats, and the premium JBL audio system. You ditch the off-road goodies and are back to the sport-tuned suspension like on the TRD Sport. The starting price of the 4Runner Limited is $51,085 for rear-wheel drive or $53,120 for four-wheel drive, and Toyota is tossing on a $1,000 discount on these models at the moment. Finally, the king of the hill for the 4Runner is the TRD Pro model. It's expensive, but it's also wickedly capable too. You get the skid plate protection, but the front is an aluminum skid plate with TRD Pro stamped onto it. The wheels are matte black 17-inch TRD alloys wearing all-terrain tires. There's a TRD roof rack up top, the TRD Pro badging is blacked out, and of course, the mudguards are back. Inside, you have a multi-terrain monitor system so you can see what's going on to the front, sides, or rear of the truck when you're off-road. You get the top-tier audio system, soft text trim, and heated seats. Now, this one doesn't come with KDSS either, and it's not an option. That's because the TRD Pro gets Fox shocks and TRD springs, and that's a great setup. For this model year and for the TRD Pro only, there's a color available called Terra that's a no-cost option. And your starting price for the 4Runner TRD Pro is $56,315. There are no discounts listed by Toyota for this one, which is not shocking. So which one should you buy? While the TRD Pro is the star of the show, I think the TRD Off-Road represents a tremendous value for 4Runner shoppers. It starts more than $10,000 cheaper, and even once you add some great options like the KDSS I keep mentioning, and perhaps the optional gunmetal wheels, stamped skid plate, and TRD exhaust, you're still just at $50,000, and you're driving away in a truck that can handle everything the TRD Pro can take on. That is, until the 2025 version comes out.